Let's talk about burnout. I just jumped off a call with a beautiful woman that shared with me that she was in complete mental, emotional, and physical burnt out. And in this video, I will explain to you exactly what is going on. Hi everyone, if you haven't met me, my name is Estelle and I am a coach and mentor for women. I do deep body-based transformation and I also train women in becoming facilitators so they can embody the work themselves and share their own medicine with the world. So when someone comes to me and share with me that they are in burnout, they're going through really this exhaustion, overwhelm, stuck in the mind, incapability to really get into the body and just drop in. What's happening is that you are living only from one energy. So you know how they're the yin, the yang, the feminine, the masculine, the heart and the mind, the ego and the heart. So there's a coherence. We're supposed to live in coherence with these two energies. When someone is in burnout, what is going on? What's happening is that they are disconnected from one of these energies. They're operating too much from the yang or too much from the yin. And that's what's creating friction. So when you are feeling destabilized, overwhelmed, or stuck, the first question to ask you is, how am I operating today? And am I operating from fear? Because being in a state of fear, constant stress is draining your energy. But being only operating from the logical, from the masculine, from the mind, that will overwhelm your system and create the burnout. So the first thing you want to do is asking yourself, what state am I in? What energy am I operating from? And am I dysregulated? Once you identify what is happening, this is power, because you can't change what you don't know. So don't be hard on yourself. Start by understanding and identifying the pattern that is playing out. This is really what's going to help you move forward, move the needle, pull the thread, how they say. And then one of the things that is the most powerful but underrated thing is set the intention. My intention for today is to bring back alignment, equilibrium within my energies. Is to find alignment with my heart and my ego. Opposite, right? Start with putting the intention, because when you speak into existence an intention, you are asking source, universe, your guides, your ancestors, your higher self, whatever you believe in, you're giving clear command to what you need, what you want. And I promise you, life listen. God, source, listens. You just have to ask. But you can't ask something that you don't know. That's when shadow work comes in. Because shadow work is taking radical responsibility about your pattern, your emotional state, where you're at, and what you need, and what's working and what's not working. That's why it's important for you to sit with yourself and ask yourself the right question. How am I really feeling right now? Where am I sabotaging myself? What am I avoiding? What in my life right now am I repeating that can actually end if I make the right decision? What belief am I holding on to that keeps bringing back the same pattern? The moment you can be clear with yourself, take radical self-honesty and accept where you're at, because as I always say, shadow work is not about self-love. It's about self-acceptance, radical self-acceptance for where you're at. And this will get you through. Because when it comes to burnout, you need a break as well. Obviously, you need to reset your system. You need to give yourself the space to actually integrate the fact that your system is completely overridden. Do give yourself this space. And what you want to do is start asking yourself the right question. There's nothing like asking yourself the right question. And breathe. Because the thing is, when you're burnt out, what's happening is you're breathing yourself into a state of fight or flight. See, most people are chest breathers. So what's happening is that they're breathing themselves into a state of fight or flight. Simple, right? But you can rewire your nervous system, reprogram yourself to be in a state of ease, parasympathetic nervous system. So where your vagus nerve is actually relaxed. And that's that with the right way of breathing. So when you do your check-in and you're asking yourself, how do I feel? You want to always check, how am I breathing? And start breathing from deep belly breath, because this is what will really move the needle as well. Because change your breath, change your life. Simple. And the thing is, you also want to start changing your perception. The way you see life and the way you are wired to see life is what you get. So if you're overwhelmed and burnt out, it's because you're probably attracting the same draining pattern. So you need to actually look into your internal system, your internal computer, and really taking into consideration that you do need to change that internal dialogue, that internal world. What's reflecting in your outer world is just a reflection of your inner world. So for you to move forward, you need to work on your mindset. Your mindset, your nervous system, your shadows, and setting clear intention of what you want, where you want to go, and why you want to go there. And if this speaks to you, if this resonates with you, this is exactly what I guide women through. Because this is my passion. This is what I wish I knew when I was struggling, when I was just emotionally numb, disconnected, and was like, what the hell is going on? Why is no one can understand me and help me in my misery? And that's why I'm so passionate. And so if this speaks to you, please subscribe, please follow me on Instagram, and just reach out, because I've got so much wisdom, knowledge, and love to give to you. Aho.